Welcome back to a podcast about movies. I am Jacob Barber, joined as always by Austin. Dang, I did it right last week. I couldn't do it right this week. I don't know why I can never remember. But Austin is here. Austin, how's it going?
I'm good, man. How are you? It's been a very long week at work. We had inventory this week, so I am exhausted, but I'll be off tomorrow. I'm always happy to do the show because we do it earlier in the evening and I can go to bed after this. I like it. So sounds good to me. I always look forward to that. Yeah. Among other things. That's not the only reason, Jacob, I swear, but I genuinely have a good time. And we got another one of our favorite things to do around here tonight, which I'm excited for.
Yes, as you can tell by the title, we are doing another blind ranking. Only this time we've added a little caveat to each of our wheels. Austin requested a horror sequels or a horror remake, so I decided to go with horror sequels.
We can do remakes
time.
And
yeah, this isn't the last time we'll do a blind ranking.
Sure.
These are fun to do.
Yeah.
And you have created a animated wheel for me of movies from that post 2000s. Is what I requested, so you were gracious enough to oblige in that.
Yes.
So yeah, we will spin the wheel 20 times, rank those movies.
There are 30 movies on each of our wheels, just in case there's something we haven't seen by any chance, or just for a few extra options, we should say. But we will spin it 20 times roughly.
I think I miscounted because I was going over the wheel today. I think I've only got 25, but I think you've seen them all.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty mainstream.
If it's pretty mainstream, I'm probably okay. So we're fine.
Yeah. I think you've seen them all. Actually, I think I've seen quite a few of them too. So hopefully the number that I've chosen, because just like last time, we have each written down a number.
You can always last minute just add any random sequel to any of the franchises, and just add them to the wheel. And just if you already have a franchise thing on there, just if you know how many are on there, just add one of the random numbers to the end of it and add that, because I've seen them all, so I know the difference between all of them. So you could always do that for like your final five if you had to.
I think I've got most of the franchises are represented here,
right?
But. I did just think of one, so I'll add it real quick. But
yeah,
I mean, most of the franchises are
in here somewhere.
But I'm excited to do this. Yeah, we've each written down a number.
Oh yeah, I've got it on the back of the page where I'll be writing down what you choose for your 1 through 20. I have a number on the back of here already that I will reveal at the end.
And I've got a number on my board. So
yes.
So when that is revealed, that is a movie that we will be talking about in the future episode, as well as any movies that are left over. We'll spin the wheel one more time at the end of the show, and those will kind of be the 4 movies that we talk about in the future show. Not sure when that will happen because we've actually got a good slate of shows scheduled.
I think from what I can tell on our schedule we've got laid out, we've got our yearly halfway through the year show on July 1st. We're going to do Mission Impossible on the 15th, I believe, to tie into that. And then we have an open space as of right now on the 29th. So probably there. So probably about a month from now, we'll get back to it. So something like that.
Gives me plenty of time to if I need to watch the movie that is selected from your wheel. But just like the first 2 times, we'll spin the wheel one at a time, go back and forth. We'll rank them without knowing what's coming next, and at the end of the show, we'll be disappointed when
a good movie ends up at 20 and a bad movie ends up in the top 5. That'll always be something. Yeah.
That's the fun part about this is not knowing what's next, not even knowing what's on the wheel.
Right.
So I don't know. You could a mix of good and bad.
I've got some all-timers. I've got some movies I know you love personally, so I do have some on there. So I kept that in mind. I have some ones that are like, okay, to mid, 1 or 2 maybe that you may not love. I don't know if I have any like super stinkers on here, but I've definitely got movies that are probably you think are like forgettable at best or something, something like that. So I'll just say that, so there is a mix in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, would you like me to spin your wheel first, or would you like to spin my wheel first?
I don't know. I think I think we went with me first. So how about I spin for you first this time?
Right.
Let's do that. So I'm going to give the wheel. I got the wheel right here. I'm going to give it one more tap of the shuffle button just to shuffle it up one last time. And the spin is in, like I said, 30 movies, all post 2000 animated for Mr. Barber. And it's going to come to a stop on Megamind.
Ooh, okay.
Movie. So
Megamind.
Yeah.
I feel like this used to be an underrated DreamWorks movie, but I feel like so many people have called it underrated that it's to the point where I feel like it's getting the love it deserves.
Right.
Yeah, no, good voice work by Will Ferrell, Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill. I forget who the girl is in this one.
Oh yeah.
I got it right here though, so I can check. It's close enough that I can.
Was it Emma Stone or was it somebody else? I can't remember. Or
Why is it not? Why is it not saying it? Why is it not giving me
on the Blu-ray?
It doesn't. Yeah. It gives the David Cross is on. Oh, Tina Fey.
Tina Fey. Okay, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, great voice work by all. I forgot David Cross was the voice of the comic sidekick. No, this one's fun. Of the post 2000s, I feel like this is definitely in the top 10. I feel like this might be a good benchmark too. Like, let's
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The way you're talking about it, it might be that good, like middle 10. Like, is it better or worse than Megamind? You know,
let's go right at number 10.
Right at number 10.
Right
Okay,
at
that
number
makes
10.
sense. That works. Hey, is it better or worse than Megamind? That's a good. Hey, sometimes you got to pick one of those movies. I think for one of mine, I had The Exorcist there because I was like, it's a quality movie, yeah. But it's not like a personal favorite. So do I like it more or less than The Exorcist? It's like that was my benchmark. I think for my number 10 one time. Yeah. So all right, Megamind at number 10 for Jacob. Sounds good.
All right.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's what we call the primer, and it's now spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning. It's landing on. We've got Hellbound, Hellraiser.
Oh, okay. So my history with the Hellraiser, really quick, I'll make this brief, is I like the first two, and I'm kind of in the consensus of most of the horror community. Then after that, you can pretty much drop most of those like crummy sequels. But for the longest time, Hellraiser 2, I liked way more than the original Hellraiser, and I like the original Hellraiser, but I love Hellraiser 2. Up until this new remake, which I really, really like. I'm a big fan of the new one that came out on Hulu. But Hellraiser 2 is really good, and it's really solid. I feel like, yeah, this might be my like 9 or 10 like kind of benchmark, because I could do some ones that I like more personally. But you know what? I'm not trying to be a copycat, but let's go number 10 for Hellraiser 2, because I think that it's gonna be like I said, that kind of benchmark movie. So I'm down with it. Let's do it.
All right. So
yeah,
here's penciled in at number 10.
Okay. All right. So back to you, sir. Give your wheel a little spin here. Here we go. Spin, spin, spin. And we'll see what other post 2000 movie we've got here. We have got Your Name.
Ooh, okay.
See, I threw some Japanese ones in there just to let you know. So, yeah, Your Name.
This is one of the better ones to come out post 2000s. There's a couple I have above this. But if we're just talking like straight animation, like this movie is gorgeous. And the story is unique. I feel like you could say that about most Japanese animation. The story is going to be somewhat unique. Definitely better than Megamind, so this will go in the top 10.
This is one that you recommended so much that I actually have the Blu-ray over there. I haven't watched it yet, but
yeah, because it was on the first ranker that we did, and I believe it was it Ace who was also on there, and he was pretty high on it.
He was a big fan of it too. Yeah.
Let's go number 5 for your
name. Number 5 for your name. Okay. Your name. Excellent. All right. Sounds good.
All right. It's spinning, spinning, spinning. Where will it land? It will land on The Bride of Chucky.
Oh, see, I really like The Bride of Chucky. Full spoiler spoiler for this one. For anybody who knows me, this is my favorite Chucky movie. I love The Bride of Chucky.
I'm glad I chose this one then.
I'm a big fan of this movie because I think what Ronnie Yu did with it, who he would go on to direct Freddy vs. Jason, he really put a kind of meta spin on it because this is post Scream. I think they kind of took a little inspiration from that. There's a lot of references, self-referential stuff where Chucky's like, "I'm Chucky the killer doll, and I dig it," and there's a lot of stuff with like Jennifer Tilly, kind of playing Jennifer Tilly and her being kind of aware of the situation. It's got a nice little style to it. I just like the look of the movie, and I like the look of Chucky with all chewed up, from Child's Play 3. He looks really good. Katherine Heigl's in this movie. John Ritter's in this movie. It's got some good stuff to it. So yeah, it's a pretty decent little personal favorite. I'll go number 8 for Bride of Chucky. Yeah.
All right, let me write that down.
I like Bride of Chucky.
And then in about a month, we'll talk about it some more.
Oh, snap. Bride of Chucky. There we go. Right off the bat. How about that? All right. So, Bride of Chucky. Have you ever seen it?
I have not. I've not seen any of the Chucky movies.
Yeah, see, that would be an interesting one to start with because, like I said, it's very it's not super dependent on the previous 3 as far as like the lore. Like you can know the basics that he's like a killer stuck in a doll, but it's the first one that introduces Jennifer Tilly and kind of where the series is kind of at right now with her and stuff. But like I say, it's very like self-aware and kind of meta, so it's kind of a fun one. To dig your toes into. So if you're not going to watch the first one first, so yeah, interesting.
I might, because they always have the set on set at Walmart and stuff. So I might.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
It's worth a month out.
Yeah, it's worth it. They're pretty fun. So, all right, well, let's give yours another spin here, as we've already revealed one of the movies we'll be talking about for a month, Bride of Chucky. Okay, it's about to come. It's on the borderline, a little bit over Moana.
All right, I dig Moana as well. Probably one of my favorite Disney movies of the post 2000s. Not including Pixar, obviously, just like straight Disney animation. I love the voice work. I think the Rock. It's he's basically doing the Rock, but I think he makes it fun. Especially his song. I think You're Welcome is a lot of fun. I think the standout for me though, and I wish they gave him more to do, Jermaine Clement as a I can never say his name, but the big crab. He's a lot of fun. I wish they gave him more. I mean, better than Megamind. I'd probably put this right behind Your Name. So let's go number 6.
Number 6 for Moana. Okay.
Yeah, no, nothing bad or what I would consider mediocre yet.
So far, we'll see. Yeah, all right. Sounds good. 2 movies I've enjoyed so far on your wheel, so that's good.
Let's see if we keep it going with The Conjuring 2.
If Jordan's watching, he just chuckled a little bit because this is kind of an infamous running gag on tournament fights. I don't like The Conjuring 2, and I'm in the minority. I think this movie's too long. There's way too many like subplots and sub characters going on because they've got this thing with the nun back with the family. They got the crooked man in there. They've got like another character. There's way too many like scary characters going on. The movie's like 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's way too long for a horror movie. And they're trying to make it feel epic, but I feel like it just dragged. I'm not a big fan of the Conjuring universe overall. I think the first one's probably still the best, but I'm in the minority on this one, and I know that. So it's not poorly made or anything. It's well made from James Wan and stuff. So I can't put it like at the bottom. But I don't personally love it, so I'll go 16 for Conjuring 2, and that might be controversial for anybody watching that likes it. I'm sorry, but I don't like The Conjuring 2. There's too much going on in that movie. Needs to level down and hone in on something specific. All right, another shuffle, another spin. Here we go. For your next one, you've got 3 so far on the board, Jacob, so let's see what comes up. And we have got coming to a stop on the Shaun the Sheep movie.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this movie. It's almost like a silent movie.
Yeah.
Because there's no dialogue, but there's like sounds and obviously. Yeah, stop motion, which I'm a big fan of stop motion animation. I think it's an underutilized art form in film.
And this is that Wallace and Gromit style kind of stuff going on. Yeah.
Yeah, fun story here. I like this a lot more than I thought I would. Very, very surprising. Just the way they're able to, I think, convey such good emotion just through the faces and whatnot. Let's go. Really filling up this top 10 quick, but I can't
Yeah,
put
right.
the bottom 10. Let's go number 8 for Shaun the Sheep.
Okay, sounds good. Shaun the Sheep. Okay. All right, Shaun the Sheep at number 8. Yeah, it's a fun one. I like that movie too. I have it on Blu-ray. Yeah.
We are spinning, and we will land on Quiet Place Part 2.
I haven't watched it yet. Confession.
Okay.
I know I'm behind, but I haven't watched it yet. So full confession. So
good. So we'll get that off the wheel.
Yeah, I've seen the first one. I know I'm behind. I should have watched it by now. I haven't watched it yet. I missed it in theaters as well. So yeah.
Have you seen The Exorcist 3?
Yes, I have seen The Exorcist 3, and I like The Exorcist 3. Yeah, George C. Scott got a great, infamous jump scare in this hospital. It's really good. It's another Brad Dourif movie. I don't know if you're playing that, but Brad Dourif, who's the voice of Chucky, is in Exorcist 3 and has kind of a little exorcism thing at the end. The final kind of where it ends up is not as great as the kind of build up. It plays more like a detective sort of creepy mystery thing with George C. Scott, but it's really good. It's a really underrated movie. I'll say that. I need to watch it again. It's been a while, but I'll put it at number 11. Okay. Because I think I like Hellraiser 2 more, but Exorcist 3 is still a pretty solid movie. So I'll go number 11.
All right.
Okay.
Written down.
All right. Sounds good. And another spin for you, sir. Spin. And slowing down to, man, it might be a lot of quality on here, man. I did put some mediocre stuff, but we're stopping on The Wind Rises.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. A quality Japanese animation movie again from Miyazaki. Ooh. So, see, but it's not one that I've gone back to a lot. But that doesn't speak to the quality of it. It's still a quality movie. There's just more, anime movies, Japanese animation movies that I like more.
Hey, you could end up spinning all the good ones I put on here and not have any bad ones. It could just be personal preference. You never know. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find like really bad, and I don't intentionally put like a lot of horrendous animated movies on here. Right. You know what I mean? There's not that many horrendous animated movies that come out anyways, but yeah.
Let's go 13 for The Wind Rises.
The Wind Rises. Okay.
13, yeah.
The Wind Rises. 13. Okay. Sounds good. All right. I'm waiting for that one again. I'm waiting for that one that sticks out as like a top fiver. We'll see, or like a bottom.
Let's see if it's 28 weeks later.
Ooh, okay, so I'm a fan of 28 Weeks Later. 28 Days Later is one of my favorite horror movies ever. But that's no slight against. I think what they do with 28 Weeks Later is really cool because it's not Danny Boyle; it's a different guy directing. I forget who it is. But the opening sequence of 28 Weeks Later is one of the best opening sequences I've ever seen in a horror movie. Period. With the farmhouse sequence along the river, really, really good. I like what they do with kind of introducing everybody back into quarantine. It has some of the best stuff about like a quick panic, in a confined space. It's really stylish. I like 28 Weeks Later a lot. I think it's really underrated. I think people kind of sleep on that movie. I'm gonna go number 5.
Oh,
for 28 Weeks Later. I'm a fan of this movie. Like I watch it a lot. So
yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good cast. Good cast too. It's got like Jeremy Renner and Idris Elba and like Rose Byrne. Like it's a sneaky good cast from like 07 before a lot of those people were like super famous. So Carlisle, what's it? Robert Carlyle is like the main guy. Yeah, it's a sneaky good cast too. If you haven't seen it, I really like it. So, all right, cool. 28 Weeks City. I'll put it at number 5. I'm a fan of that one. So, all right, shuffling yours up again. I know we've hit a lot of pretty solid movies so far, Jacob. Let's see if we hit anything you're not a huge fan of, but we'll see. Okay, this one could be an interesting discussion because we have hit on Toy Story 4.
Okay.
Toy Story 4.
Toy Story. I've said this before. I think Toy Story 4 is just one of the best unnecessary movies.
Right.
Because it's really quality. The story is really good. The animation obviously is great. But I feel like it was Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending, and we didn't really need this movie, but we got it, and it's pretty good. Yeah, I like that it's a Woody story, kind of the close of Woody's story. Hopefully, we'll see when we get Toy Story 5 because apparently that's in the war. Maybe that'll be the end.
I don't know what the story's going to be. Yeah, I'm a little afraid. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's go. Yeah, because I think it's good, but it's just I'm more inclined to go back to the first 3, and I'm okay stopping there. You know what? Let's go 15.
15. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. I can understand that because it's like if you're watching it, you're like, this is pretty good while I'm watching it, but you'd rather just watch the trilogy and stop at 3.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, that was a great trilogy, awesome, perfect trilogy, fantastic, and you kept going. We can say that about a lot of trilogies around things. So, yeah, all right, sounds good.
All right, your wheel is spinning, and we are landing on Saw 2.
Saw 2. Saw 2 is pretty good. I like a lot of the middle Saw movies. I'm a big Saw fan. It's got a wild continuity that if you just get really into it, it's interesting. I think 1 through 6 are all really good. 7 starts getting bad. 8 is not great. I'm not a big fan of Jigsaw. I thought Spiral was okay. So I don't like the fact that Saw, and it's a quick aside, but I don't like the fact that Saw 10 is going backwards again into the past, and it's going to be set between like Saw 2 and 3 or something like that. Whatever. It's just, but yeah, Saw 2 is pretty good. Saw 3, 4, and 6 are kind of like my favorites though, but I do think it's very entertaining. I'll go 13 for Saw 2.
13.
Yeah, because it's still good. I think it's good. But yeah, it's not amazing. You throw Saw 6 on there, that's my favorite one. And that might have been pretty high up because I like how batshit crazy that one gets. So yeah. Okay. Another spin for you, sir. And spin. Coming to a stop on. This one could be interesting. A recent one. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gone back to this one since I watched it. But yeah, I remember really liking it, really digging the story. It's got some good emotion to it. I never thought I would see the day where a animated shell would make me tear up a little bit, but here we are. Movies can do anything. I also didn't expect to enjoy an Eva Longoria directorial debut about the creation of the Flaming Hot Cheeto, but we're also, that's happened. Yeah, but movies are weird. Yeah, just because I haven't gone back to it, and now it's like would I go back to this first, or would I go back to Toy Story 4 first?
Yeah.
Yeah, just because of how recent it is, and it's just it hit me, but it's not hitting me like some of the other recent animated movies that may or may not be on the list. I don't know. Let's go. Let's go 16.
16. All right.
Yeah.
Marcel the Shell. All right.
I might regret that later, but
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll.
All right. So Michelle at 16.
And we are spinning again, and we are landing on another recent one, Terrifier 2.
Terrifier 2. I saw in theaters. I went and saw it. It's an interesting one because I think it's fantastic what Damien Leone was able to do with a fairly low budget. I think he worked with like a $500,000 or something like that. And the movie looks great. It's actually shot really well. I love the Art the Clown character. I think they made him have way more personality in this movie than the first Terrifier. I think he had a little bit in that, but I think the performance is actually very good because it's a silent performance. I think I'm blanking on the guy's name right now that plays him, but I'll think of it in a minute. But anyways, like he's very good. The problem is the movie's too damn long, and it's like he made it for the fans. He's like, I filmed all this stuff. I'm just gonna put everything in there. And the problem is, it's a 2 hour and like 20-minute slasher movie, which is way too long for a slasher movie. So it's like
a slasher.
Yeah, it's got some great scenes, some very disturbing stuff. Again, good performances, a good protagonist. The girl that's in it, I think she's a pretty good character. It's just too damn long. But I will watch it again. I'll put it at 14. I'll go 14 for Terrifier 2 because I still think it's a pretty good movie. I would watch it again. But yeah, the length I think hurts it. So I hope for Terrifier 3, which is definitely happening, because Terrifier 2 on that budget end up racking up like $10 million or something, so he made profit on it. And I think he's going to get about a $2 million budget for the next one, which for him is like, kid in a candy store, a ton of money. I'm sure he's going to be having a good time. I just hope he tones back the length a little bit. I think there's a lot of scenes in that movie where you could trim 15 seconds off of each scene and not kill the movie or the character arcs and things. Just trim down each scene by 15-20 seconds. It would add up, get it under 2 hours, and I think it would flow a lot better. Yeah. So hopefully he takes that in stride.
Although Chris Jericho was announced as part of the movie too, and he doesn't even show up until the post credits.
He's the post credit scene. Yeah, it's weird.
He's in the credits before the post credits.
I know. I kept waiting for him to show up, and he never shows up. I'm like, where is he? And I was like, I guess there's a post credit, and there was. But yeah, he was happy to be a part of it, though. He likes the first.
Yeah.
All right, spin, slowing down here too. Okay, let's see. Have you seen Fantastic Mr. Fox?
I have, and this is one I think it's really good. Again, I think the animation style is really cool. I just haven't gone back to it since the first time I watched it. But that's not to speak to the quality or the story. I think it's really good. Good voice performances. I'd probably revisit it. I don't know. Not knowing what's on the wheel, I can't say it's. I guess I put Marcel in the bottom 5, but I don't know if this one's bottom 5 material. Let's go 14.
Okay.
Yeah, still got that bottom 5 just in case there's that bottom 4, just in case there's any mediocre.
Yeah, we'll see.
In my opinion,
you just keep spinning stuff that's pretty good. That's the problem. So I know I put a few on there that are kind of mid, but you haven't spun any yet. So there you go. All right.
And we talked about the remake of a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Now we're talking about the sequel, Evil Dead 2.
Wow, that's top 5 material for sure. It's got to be. Problem is, where do I put it in the top 5, not knowing what's coming next as far as sequels go? Because, I've got some sequels I may like more, but how many are going to reach that quality? Evil Dead, we talked about it. Might be one of the few remaining kind of perfect horror franchises right now that has all good movies, which is interesting. Which, by the way, Jacob, I think I saw something where like on June 23rd or something, Evil Dead Rise drops on HBO Max, so you can watch it.
Okay, nice.
So it's about a week or so you should be able to see it by then. So even before our show, if you wanted to. So that's cool.
Trying to fit in as many as I can.
That's
got
fine.
3 in today.
No, I'm gonna watch more older stuff because I'm pretty caught up on most stuff I wanted to see. But this is, man, I'm tempted, but I'm still gonna hold off. I'm gonna go number 2 for Evil Dead 2. I'm tempted to go number 1 because I don't know what's coming. So there may not be something better. I don't know, but I'll get close with the Evil Dead 2. I'll say number 2 because I don't want to. I still got to put it in the top 5 because it doesn't get a whole lot better. It's one of the better sequels to ever come out. in any kind of horror movie. So yeah, Evil Dead 2, number 2. Let's make it happen. All right.
That's probably my favorite of the franchise.
It's very good. It's very, very good. A perfect blend of horror and comedy for sure. So, all right. Man, you're just going to keep getting some quality here, Jacob. I'm sorry. But you spun the Mitchells versus the Machines.
Ooh, okay, yeah. I really enjoyed this. This was my favorite animated movie the year it came out. Yeah, fun little family movie, you know, kind of a road trip movie, kind of a, you know, robots taking over the world movie. There's just a lot of fun to be had in this movie. Yeah, I love the animation style. It's not quite Spider-Verse level, but it's there. Yeah. It's the same style, just not as intense, I think. Yeah, I'm looking at what I have. I don't think it's top 5, but I do think it's top 10 because I really love this movie.
Yeah.
So much so that when it was released, it was a Netflix movie, but it got a Blu-ray release, and I picked it up like as soon as I could.
Nice.
Let's go number 7 for the Mitchells versus the Machines. Yeah, number 7.
Mitchells versus Machines. All right. Number 7 sounds good. We have not hit your number yet, so we're waiting.
Okay.
And we'll see. We've not hit it yet. I'll reveal it when we do.
We are going to another remake that we talked about, but this is the sequel to the original, Psycho 2.
Oh, Psycho 2 is really underrated. I like it. It's Psycho 2. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, don't let that put you off that it's a sequel to, you know, a bona fide masterpiece, obviously. But Psycho 2, and I think most of the horror community has kind of come around to it, that it's got a really clever story about Anthony Perkins getting out of jail and kind of trying to put his life back together. And it plays like a mystery as to some murders start happening again. Is he actually committing them? Is he being framed for them by somebody else? You know, is there some supernatural thing, you know, at work? The voices in his head kind of kick up again. It's really underrated and it's really good. So this one's going to be in the top 10. I'm going to put it at I'm going to do that number 9 spot for Psycho 2 because I like Psycho 2. I think it's very good. Yeah, I think it's finally starting to get the respect that it deserves. You know, I think initially it was like Psycho 2. We're gonna make a sequel to that movie, but like it's good. I swear, it's really good.
I almost picked number 9 too as my number.
Oh, that would have been a good one for you to watch because you've seen Psycho, right?
Oh, so Psycho plenty, yeah.
But Psycho 2
any of the sequels.
Psycho 2 is solid, man. It's really interesting.
I might just watch it anyway.
Yeah, it's good, man. You'll like it.
They're streaming somewhere. I can't remember what.
Yeah, they might be on like Paramount or Peacock or something like
that.
I think they're on Peacock. Yeah. All right, spinning. Okay, here we go. We're gonna stop on Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Okay, yeah. This, I've said before. I'm kind of lukewarm on the Ralph.
I think what the Wreck-It Ralph came up. I think you had it in the bottom 10 or something like that, like 12 or 13. You're kind of like, it's good if it's on, but you know, I'm not a huge fan of it. Yeah.
And I think when they were brought up on the tier rank, I was like, yeah, they're like good B or C tier movies.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to be disappointed if people are watching them and like they ask me to watch them. Yeah, I mean, because you can get some entertainment out of it. Do I think it's I don't think it's the worst. Hopefully not the worst movie you have on the list because I'm not gonna put it at number 20. Let's go 18.
18, okay.
Yeah, again, just not a fan.
Yeah,
but I don't hate them either. But
would you watch a third one if they completed like a trilogy?
Yeah, I mean, because again, I don't dislike the movies. I just don't have them in that like. Upper tier like some people do.
Sure, I get it.
So,
all right, cool, fair enough. All right,
I do think like the Disney princess scene was a lot of fun. All right, we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Shit, I'm a big fan of this movie. And here's the interesting thing: I didn't used to be, Jacob. So the first time I saw this movie, I'd seen the original one a lot, and I first came around to Texas Chainsaw 2, and I hated it because it's very, very comedic. It's very silly. Tobe Hooper basically made a comedy and sent it to Canon Films, and they were really mad. You know, it still has some gory stuff. It still has a great jump scare at the radio station. Really good one. But man, the Bill Moseley performance is great. It's kind of a prototype of what he would do as Otis, as Chop Top. The cook is really funny as the dad. Caroline Williams is really good as Stretch. She's a really good protagonist. She's a lot of fun, man. This movie's a lot better than people give it credit for, and I really like it. And I've come around to it really hard over the last couple of years. Especially, it makes for a good double feature with House of a Thousand Corpses. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense if you haven't seen that, but if you watch them, this movie takes a lot. That movie takes a lot. Okay. So I'll actually go let's go like number 6 for Texas Chainsaw 2. I really like that movie. So yeah.
All right.
I figured you might put that one on there.
Yeah.
I had a hunch. I was like, because it's a divisive movie. Some people hate it. I used to hate it, but I've really come around to it over the years. It's a lot of fun. I just picked up the Vinegar Syndrome 4K of it, actually. So
nice.
Yeah, it's really good. Has one.
Yeah, I've only seen the original and the Matthew McConaughey one.
Oh, The Next Generation. Okay.
Yeah, and that terrible remake that just came out recently.
Oh, okay. The 2003 remake is good. I would recommend that. I think that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I've heard too.
2003 one is a really good remake, and Texas Chainsaw 2, if you're in the right mindset, is a lot of fun. If you know it's kind of comedic going into. Dennis Hopper's great too. He's totally coked up the entire movie, but he's great. Like he's literally coked up. I think he's the whole movie, as a lot of 80s people were. All right, so spin. All right, we're doing one more fairly recent one. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why people were raving about it as much as they did. Maybe because, it's a Puss in Boots sequel. It's coming out way too late, and it was just better than they thought.
Right.
Which, yeah, fine. You go with lower expectations and the movie blows you away, sure. But I didn't get that. I thought it was good. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I think a good story. I like the characters that they introduced. But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go back to Megamind before I go back to this one. So, but I don't think it's bottom 4, so I can't put it as low.
Okay.
As 17. So let's go 12.
12. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I liked it a lot too. I just didn't think it was like the greatest thing since sliced bread, like some people made it out to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I will watch it again. I think it was really solid. It had good humor. I like the Big Jack Horner stuff. I like the wolf stuff was great. I thought every time they cut to the wolf, like hunting him or whatever, with that animation was really legitimately pretty scary and well done. A lot of good stuff. So, and I haven't even seen the original Puss in Boots. I just watched this one, which I think is fine. You get enough content.
Yeah, I feel like you didn't. Yeah, I feel like you didn't need to.
You're probably fine. Yeah. All right.
No, we're spinning.
Damn, I need some bad ones to put in my bottom 5.
All right. Well, let's see how you feel about the Purge Anarchy.
Shit, I like that movie too. It's my favorite Purge movie. Damn, you put all the good ones on there. If you said Purge election year,
and that was the one I just added to. I was like, oh, I don't have a Purge movie on here.
Yeah, you got to put more like part 5s or something on here. You know what I mean, or like part 7s and shit, so I can really dig into some stuff. Because damn, I like the Purge Anarchy also.
Hey, your wheel's not making it easy for me either.
Oh, I know. Now, is it good enough for a top 10? Probably not, because it's not a lot of horror in it. Like, there's enough horror, but it's, I like the stuff with Frank Grillo. I think he's basically playing the Punisher, and he's playing a good one. But I would probably watch it ahead of stuff like Terrifier 2 and Saw 2. So I'll fill out that little spot and go 12 with that. Go Purge Anarchy, sure. Because I do like that movie. It's my favorite Purge movie, which is not saying a whole lot because like the series is not amazing. But I think Purge Anarchy kind of did the concept the best overall.
Yeah, this is another franchise where I've seen the first movie and haven't.
Anarchy is actually legitimately good and worth watching because of Frank Grillo. He's great, and and it's the one that they kind of get stuck in the city in the middle of everything, so they actually explore Purge a little bit, kind of get more into that, and it's good. Election year goes off the rails. First Purge is meh, so yeah, it's the best one.
Yeah, first Purge I think is the only one that I haven't been able to find because of this Blu-ray set with the first three, and then I got the Forever Purge when it came out. But yeah, I just can't find the first Purge anywhere.
Your wheel has been spun on Monsters University.
Okay. Yeah. A good prequel. I kind of wish we would have gotten a sequel. I do think the character of Randall is more interesting in this movie. That's a reference to a Battleground match that hasn't been aired yet.
Yeah, right.
I do kind of dig it. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's just not what people wanted.
Yeah,
from another Monsters.
Well, I think people just wanted a straight sequel and keep exploring this world and wanted a continuation. Instead, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna do this college movie prequel thing," and it's like, "Yeah, it's a pretty good movie, but we kind of still want the other movie. Can we get the other movie?" And
which I'm not.
Yeah,
which I'm not sure if that's what we got in the series that.
I think they're like ancillary characters, like they're there, but it's more focused on other characters. So it's still not really what people. It's still not really what people want. People still just want a straight sequel.
I mean, we got 4 Toy Story sequels. We could get 2 Monsters sequels.
3 Cars movies. How come we can't have a Monsters Inc. sequel? Right. Yeah, right.
Let's go. Shoot. Let's go 17.
Yeah. But you're not happy about it?
No. Well, I mean, just because I have a bad memory and I just can't remember what I have above it.
Right. I got you.
I know, would I watch 16 before I watch 17? I don't remember now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Spinning. Man,
I got some top spots and I got a lot of bottom spots I got to fill out. I hope there's some.
All right, we've got Dr. Sleep.
Okay, this is a fair one because I think Dr. Sleep is good. But I'm not as over the moon about it as some other people are. It's not better than The Shining, despite what a lot of people in this community say. And I know some people like that. I don't understand that. Shining is a Stanley Kubrick masterpiece. Dr. Sleep is a good movie. That has Henry Thomas playing a very weird version of Jack Nicholson. I think people forget that. That scene is very weird with Henry Thomas playing Jack Nicholson. So I think it's a solid follow-up. I think Rebecca Ferguson is really good as Rose the Hat. Like, her stuff is pretty solid. But I like it more than Conjuring 2, so I'll put it at 15. And now I'm really screwing myself because I don't have a lot of middle ground here. It's either going to be good or bad. I'm screwing myself pretty bad here. But what are you going to do? You know what I mean? I have to bite the bullet on some of these. Maybe I should have put Conjuring 2 at like number 19. I would have had a little more wiggle room. Yeah.
It's just the way the wheel goes sometimes.
Yeah. All right. I know. Okay. Here we go. All right. Winding down. Yours too. You got a couple of top spots and 1 or 2 middles and a back. So, all right. We're going to go with a foreign film here. My Life as a Zucchini.
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it. Okay. I didn't know I thought you had mentioned you had, but maybe you haven't. So no worries. We'll remove that. I have 30 total. So we got plenty of room for another spin. I thought you had seen it at some point for some reason.
I think I talked about wanting to see it. I think it popped up on one of those ladder series, maybe.
All right. Cars 3. Speaking of cars. So, yeah.
All right. I don't hate Cars 3. I think it's definitely a lot better than Cars 2.
Yeah.
But that's not saying much. But I like that they went back to Lightning McQueen as the main character. Because Mater should just be a side character.
Yes.
Which he's fine in this movie. I kind of dug the story of Lightning's kind of this older car now, and kind of takes on a different role than the first one. And you definitely see the growth of Lightning McQueen through these 3 movies. But again, this is just a franchise that I'm not going back to. Watch it one time, and that was good. I feel confident in putting this at number 20.
Okay. Because you don't know what circumstance, unless you were doing research, you would probably watch it ever again.
Right.
Yeah. That's fair.
Saying it's one of the better Cars movies. Or the things that the Cars.
Well, and it's like when the first Cars is the best, and it's like here, and the other one's way down here, and this one's like almost back to the original. That's not saying a lot when like Cars is here, but like Toy Story is like way up here, and things like that. So
I think I would put when we did our Pixar ranking, I think I put all of them C tier or
less
below. Yeah. Whoa. Sorry, my screen just went out for a moment.
Uh-oh.
That's all right. We've only got about seven spots left, so
okay,
we're good. Hopefully that won't happen again.
Yeah.
I could still hear you, which was weird.
Yeah.
I'm spinning, and we are landing on Zombieland Double Tap.
Okay, cool. I saw it once in the theater. I have not had any inclination to go back to it. I love the original Zombieland. I think the original Zombieland is a lot of fun. Probably one of my, I think me and Andres did a 32 horror movies. So, like, I put Zombieland in there. I think it's a great zombie movie. I remember seeing the sequel and thinking, like, it's okay, but it's just kind of retreading a lot of the original stuff. We're just introducing sort of the doppelganger characters. Meh. It just didn't do a lot for me. So, I don't know. I need to knock out some of these bottom spots. I'll put it at number 19. Why not? Because, Conjuring 2 has, I think, some better filmmaking at least some scares. This one I didn't even get a lot of laughs. You know what I mean? I think it's okay. I don't think it's like a bad movie, but it's like whatever. It's very forgettable to me. So
I've bought it, but I've not opened it yet.
I would say you could probably watch it once. You're probably never gonna watch it again, if I had to be honest. Like if I had to predict that, so just be my prediction. All right, so that's fine with me. Thank you for putting a movie like that in there, so I can knock it. All right, we'll see what happens here because we have spun Big Hero 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun superhero movie. I think the world of San Francisco is cool. The villain twist is a little predictable, but I think it works. I think Baymax is a cool character. I think the side characters are all fun. Good voice performances here. Let's go because I don't think it's. I'm banking on there being something a little worse than this. So let's go number 11.
11
for Big Hero 6.
Big Hero.
Still got those top 4 though.
Yeah. I think there's some ones on here that are worthy. It's just whether or not you spin them. We'll see.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, whether or not you actually spin them, because you spun, I think, a lot of your quality, really ones I thought you would put higher that you didn't put higher. I'll just put it that way. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Right.
There's still some good stuff on here, but yeah.
This, if I know you like I think I did, this might be a contender for number 1. We've got Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, shit. Number 1, Dawn of the Dead. Yeah. Just go ahead and do it. Yeah, because I love that movie to pieces. It's because people don't realize it's technically in the same, like, night, dawn, day are all like technically in the same world or whatever. They're just shot very differently. But yeah, the original Dawn of the Dead is so good. I saw it again in theaters recently. They did a 3D thing. It was great. Holds up. I have the 4K, which is amazing. Great concept. Great sort of, I love the makeup, as kind of cheesy as it is. It's a lot of fun, sort of the gray and blue, zombie makeup is great. The effects are fun. And I just love the cast. I think Ken Faree's really good. And I like the core group of characters that we just focus on these guys just doing stuff we would do in a mall, and just trying to survive. And I think it's really fascinating. So, I'm a big fan of Dawn of the Dead. So I might as well kick it at number 1. I ain't going to risk something I like less than Dawn of the Dead. So why not? I'm confident with that. Let's do it. All right. Good. All right. Here we go. Let's see what we got left on
there. Put in the top 4.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be this. We'll see, because it's going to be Sing.
Oh, okay. Again, this is one I think it's good, but it's not something that I'm going back to. I think good voice performances. I think good songs. I think the soundtrack is fantastic. If we were ranking it based on the soundtrack, maybe top 10. But as an animated movie, I feel pretty confident in putting this at that 19 spot.
Sounds good. All right, Sing at number 19. I figured you would probably do that. So
this might be my worst list yet.
We'll see.
Depending on what comes in those top 4.
We're not there yet. You still got a 9-1 floating around there. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. I've got a little. Because I got 3 good and 3 bad still left on mine, so it's like I'm really gambling here, putting something good in the bad category below something like Conjuring 2, which I'm regretting not putting it like 18 or 19 now. I should have put that lower, but I knew I should have.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, I know you're a fan of this movie because we've talked about this before. It's Halloween Kills.
Okay, so I like Halloween Kills. Now, would I put it above stuff I've lived with, like 28 Weeks Later, Evil Dead 2, Texas 2? Probably not, but I still have to put it in the positive category because I know I like it a lot more than most people do. I think it's Terminator Michael Myers doing what he does best. That's just going around and fucking killing people. And I think the soundtrack is great. The score, I think it's really fun. Now, less said about Halloween Ends, the better, like where it ended up. But I really like Halloween Kills, and I've watched it a couple of times since it came out. So I'll burn that number 7 spot, and we'll see what happens for Halloween Kills. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, do I like it more than Bride or Chucky? I don't know, but I don't really have a choice at this point. So it just kind of is what it is. We'll talk more about Bride or Chucky, so that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Spinning yours again. Here we go. I've got 14 left on my wheel, so we'll see what comes up. And it's going to be Frozen 2.
Okay. Right. I do like the Frozen movies. I think Frozen 2 is better than Frozen because we know these characters and we can just kind of dive in, I think. Yeah, good story, good songs. I think Christoph has a really good song that's almost shot like a music video, like halfway through, which is really cool. Weezer did a cover of it, which is really good as well. But I feel like Weezer just does covers of anything that's good. It feels like. Right. It's not top 5, so I gotta burn that number 9 spot, and I really put myself.
Yeah, right.
Man, in a tough spot, depending on what comes up on
now,
that wheel.
I will say, looking at this wheel, I won't spoil anything. There are definitely worthy words you would be okay with putting in those spots. I'll say that. You just got to spin them. You got to spin them. I would say about half of them are worthy of that spot. Maybe half of them not so much. Not that they're bad. I don't know your opinions on a couple of these, actually, so we'll see.
Right.
But you got a chance here. You do have a chance. I'll say that.
All right.
The wheel without spoiling anything. Now I'm actually hoping for bad stuff. Hopefully it's something I don't like that much, or at least I'm just kind of middle of the road on, and I'd be okay putting it in the bottom. We'll see. But I'm looking at your face. It's probably not going to happen.
It's not this one because we got the Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects has to go at number 3. It just has to because damn it, I love the Devil's Rejects. You guys are telling me how many times have I tried to get this forward in a tournament and nobody will go with me because I just love the Devil's Rejects. Damn it. Yeah, no, Devil's Rejects is awesome.
I enjoy this entire trilogy. I think
is
really good.
Devil's Rejects is so good. I adore the William Forsythe performance. I think what he's doing is as the sheriff is great. Just putting on this kind of badass thing. I like when there's a movie where you have these despicable characters of the Firefly family, but you have a capable guy going after them, to balance it out, who's equally as capable as them of mayhem and destruction. Our boy DDP is in there with Danny Trejo hanging out, as the Unholy 2, which is great. I think it's some really stylish stuff. This is definitely Rob Zombie's best movie, 100%. I've stuck by that. I think he put a lot of effort into this one. Love the look of it. Love the feel of it. I've watched this movie God knows how many times. So I'm actually proud to put it right next to Dawn of the Dead and Evil Dead 2. So I'm fine with that. Yeah, I can't go any lower than that. It has to be.
Yeah, when I put it on the wheel, I was like, "Oh, this." I wouldn't be surprised if this was a top 5, maybe top 3.
I mean,
I spin it and what you've already.
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, man, but I'm pigeonholing myself as well. So we'll see. Might end up putting good stuff in the bottom too. But that's what it is. All right, here's your spin, and you've got top 4 is all you've got left.
Only, so. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All right, coming up, and we're gonna spin, and we'll see. It's gonna be The Emperor's New Groove. Came out in 2000, which came out in 2000 because it counts. Just slid in there. Yeah.
Number 4. I think it's fun. I think it's good. I think Kronk.
We know how much everybody in this community seems to go over the moon for it. I think we're just on the same page where it's like, I think it's enjoyable, but like one of the best things ever. No.
Yeah. So I don't think other people will be mad that it's in the top 5.
Right. Somebody else.
For myself personally.
Yeah.
It's fine. I like the character of Kronk. I think he's easily, him and Yzma are the best part of the movie. But yeah, I mean, there's just, don't feel like there's anything redeeming about Cusco. I think he's just a.
I said that too. I think his character, the lady who's trying to take him out, I'm like, good. He's a dick, and he's trying to take people's houses and bulldoze their homes, and he's an asshole. Like, good. I don't see where she's the villain. I think she's the hero.
Well, it's number 4 on my list, so I know Brian's happy.
It's now number 4 by default, but I know Brian will be happy about that just by default. But yeah, so it is what it is. What are you gonna do?
All right, your wheel is.
Which by the way, I forgot to say. So we got to talk about it more and maybe rant about it more because it's number 4. Okay. So we're gonna rant about it more, but I did watch it recently, so I don't really need to rewatch it.
I haven't rewatched it for a while. So maybe
see, I did it for that episode, so it's pretty fresh in my brain from like a month ago. So I forgot about that. So Emperor's New Groove. We'll talk about maybe our issues with it, or maybe if you rewatch it, maybe you'll find some more enjoyment. I don't know.
Maybe we'll see.
I have my thoughts on it. We'll get more into it. But
rewatches could change. Yeah, because I didn't like Fight Club the first time I watched it.
Okay.
Maybe it was just.
But I almost forgot that I had number 4 for you so it's Emperor's New Groove. So there you go. It is what it is.
All right. Well, maybe this is bottom 4 material. We'll see. I've got Critters 3.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put that at number 20. Just be safe. I'm not going to risk anything. The only thing noteworthy about Critters 3 is the fact that it's Leo DiCaprio's first movie, and they plaster him all over the covers of this movie. If you ever look at it and any posters that come out now, but I don't. He might be on the cover if you look and see. Tell me if he is.
No, it's just the.
Okay, so but there are some versions of it where he's on there as like a kid, like they put his face all over it and he's not even like a main character. He's like maybe 5th build or 6th build. Like he's just kind of a guy in the apartment building.
He's all over the back though. I guess.
Yeah, right. Another good performance. Get out of here. He's not good in that movie. He's just a kid. He's a kid in a mediocre horror movie. Like, no, he's not doing anything stand out in that movie. He's fine.
I'm wondering when that review came out.
Now here's the thing, Jacob. Had you picked Critters 2, I really like Critters 2. I think Critters 2 is a really good sequel to Critters that amps it up and is really, really fun. Top 10 material, I don't know, but I like Critters 2. But Critters 3 and 4 are like very forgettable because Critters 4 goes back to space, which to be fair, there's precedent because the critters actually come from space. So it's not like, some taking your franchise to space for no reason. They literally come from space. So it's fine.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah. But I'm perfectly fine with putting Critters 3 at number 20. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So hopefully we get some good stuff here. There is good stuff on here. I promise you, Jacob. We'll see if you spin it. It's all up to the wheel.
Yeah, no, in my luck, I got all the good stuff. And now,
okay, you might be happy about this. We have The Incredibles 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I really dig this movie. The Incredibles is my favorite Pixar movie.
Yeah.
I think the sequel, well, maybe I see the argument that it's 14 years too late, but I do love that it kind of just continued from where it picked off, where it left off, picked up with the Underminer. It feels like almost just a rehash of the first movie, just with a role reversal with a mom and dad. And Mr. Incredible saying what we all thought. Why did you change math? As somebody who's worked, who's worked with kids and worked in schools. Why are we changing math? Just leave it alone. 2 + 2 is 4, and there doesn't need to be multiple ways to get there. I'll go number 2.
Number 2. Okay, I figured you might do this because
yeah.
But you love The Incredibles just as a family and as a movie and franchise. So
I'm hoping we get a third one, and let's make that. But let's make a time jump this time, and Jack's a little older, and maybe that's the focus. Jack has to rescue his family from whatever.
I want Jack to be at least 11 or 12 years old, maybe at least. Maybe early teens. Have the other kids, kind of college years or, young adults, maybe even one of them has a kid now too. I don't know. But time jump for sure. If you do a third one, you have to jump.
Right.
So
yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm glad you included that one.
Yeah.
So now let's see how you feel.
Nervous. I got 2 bad spots and 1 good spot. Oh,
You got Blade 2.
Okay, I'm okay with this. Okay. So I watched Blade 2 not that long ago. I like the original Blade. I think the original Blade is a lot of fun. Guillermo del Toro is a very hit or miss director for me. I think the first one's still the best of the franchise. Blade 2, I remember watching it and being like, I think the action's good enough, but it just didn't hit as much as the first one. And it's got some wonky stuff with him like teaming up with the other vampires. And I don't feel like everybody's as into it as much. I'm okay with putting this at 17, honestly.
Yep.
I've only seen it like 2 or 3 times. I don't go back to it a lot. So I'm actually okay with putting that at 17. I don't have to fret about that too much. That's fine with me. Cool. But now I got literally one or the other, and you've got 2 top ones. So we'll see.
Number 1 or number 3.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's going to be close. Okay, you might be happy with this one. We have Soul.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really like Soul. I thought Jamie Foxx.
See, I don't, but I know you do. So I figured if it clicked on this, you might be happy with this. So yes.
Yeah, I like the world that they were able to build and create. I thought the story was a lot of fun. I think the score is really good. I'm taking a risk. I'm taking a risk because
you are.
I don't like this more than The Incredibles 2, so I can't put it at number 1. So I will go number 3, and I will take the risk.
Yeah, I'd say half of these are maybe worthy, the other half are not. So you're taking a risk with the wheel. Yeah, you're tempting fate on the wheel. But,
I think I did that the first time I did this too.
Okay. All right.
Either number 1 or number 20 was the last one.
Yeah. So I've got 4 and 18 left. So pretty much, bottom tier and like a top 5er. So let's see. Ugh.
All right. Well, I think you'll be happy with this one.
Okay.
Because it's It Chapter 2.
Okay. I've only watched it the one time in theaters. It's another one I haven't gone back to, and it's good. I still think it's a very well made movie. It's way too long, kind of like Terrifier 2. It's like 3 hours. It's way too long for a horror movie. It Chapter 1's great. It Chapter 1 is very, very good. I've watched that one many times. There's some good sequences, some good scares. But you know what? It's going to go in that 18 slot because I've only watched it once and I haven't gone back to it.
Yeah.
So I'm okay putting it in that 18 spot and just tempting fate on my number 4 as well. So we'll see. Yeah. I don't think it's bad. I'd watch it again. But I think the best thing about it was like James McAvoy and Bill Hader and like, good casting. But like It Chapter 1 is clearly superior. It just is. So, all right. Are you ready, Jacob? Now, here, I'll give you this choice. Do you want me to hit the shuffle button one more time or just spin the wheel?
Hit the shuffle button one more time.
Okay, shuffle one more time, and now a new spin. Here we go. Final spin. Whatever it lands on will be Jacob's number 1. This should be interesting. Your number 1 is The Simpsons movie.
Okay. That's fine, I guess. At least it's not a terrible movie.
It's not a terrible movie. Some people would be happy about that choice. Yeah. George might be happy about that choice. He's a big Simpsons fan, but I know you're kind of like me. You're like, it's a decent movie, but like,
yeah, it's a good extended episode of the TV show.
Right.
So, yeah, nothing horrendous about it. Like, it's not a bad movie at all. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been not knowing what's on the wheel, but there's worse animated movies.
After we spin our wheel one more time and get our final picks for our show, I'll let you know what else was on the wheel, and you could assess that because I don't want to spoil it yet for whatever we spin for our extra 2 movies.
Right.
And with you, you're going to spin my 4 and then spin it, and we'll spin it again for our extra 2 movies. So we'll see. It's all in fate for mine too. What is a top 5 blind ranking horror movie for me? Horror sequel.
I think you'll be happy with this.
Okay.
It's Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Oh hell yeah, I'm happy about that. I love Dream Warriors. Dream Warriors is the shit. No, that I would have put it there anyways, or top 5 at least. I might have been tempted to even put in like 2 or 1. Honestly, I love Dream Warriors. Dream Warriors is my favorite Nightmare movie. My boy Chuck Russell directed it, who went on to do the Blob remake, which also rocks. No, Dream Warriors is the shit. It's great, and it's really creative, really well directed. It's got, to me, it's got the best of both worlds with scary Freddy and funny Freddy, and a nice balance of the two, and some genuinely like kind of disturbing stuff. The marionette scene is really disturbing. I think the kind of worm monster he turns into is really creepy, and some good practical effects in there too. Yeah, no, I'm perfectly happy putting it that one at number 4. That's a great pick. Excellent. The wheel is nice to me for that one.
Yeah, it was.
All right. Not as kind to Jacob, unfortunately, for his final pick. What are you going to do? Hey, we've each had our bad luck. Remember when I had, was it Jaws or something at like number 17 or something? Like something bad? I was like, yeah, that sucked. It is what it is. So, all right. But there's a little more business to take care of because we still need 2 more movies for our review show to add to Bride of Chucky and The Emperor's New Groove. 2 movies that couldn't be too further apart from each other. That's for sure. Shall we spin mine first and get another animated movie? So again, I'm not going to spoil what's on here. We're just going to spin it and see which one pops up. For maybe it'll be something I haven't seen. I don't know, or something. So, or a rewatch. Okay, this is going to be a rewatch for me. Maybe for you as well. We're going to talk about Zootopia.
Okay, I would have been fine putting that at number 1.
Right, because you're like, that's a good movie. And this is an interesting one. I saw it in theaters. I've not seen it since then, but I actually saw it in theaters. I don't remember a ton of specifics. I remember like scenes, but I remember liking the world that they set up in it, and and some of the different, aspects of the animal life, kind of adjacent to real life or whatever. Like the D&D stuff was great, with the sloths and who was the villain? Was Idris Elba voicing that too? Like, yeah, some good.
Idris Elba was the voice, but yeah,
Amy Poehler, maybe.
Yeah, it was whoever was the voice of the sheep.
Yeah,
who turned out to be the twist villain.
Okay,
but we'll talk more about it in about a month.
Well, that'll be one just like we did last time, where it'll be a rewatch that I just haven't seen in a long time. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, rewatching Zootopia.
Yeah.
All right, what's our other horror movie?
Your wheel is spinning, and it will land on. It's going to land on Final Destination 5.
Hey, I like that movie. That movie's fun. How many Final Destination movies have you seen, Jacob?
First 3, maybe.
First 3? Okay, then you're good because the 4th one sucks. And you haven't seen this one?
I haven't seen this one.
Oh, this one's great. This one's fun, and it's got a nice. I'll just say a nice way it ties into the original. I'll just say that. So I really like Final Destination 5. I think you're going to dig it. So I will say, at least for my 2, my horror movies that you spun or picked or whatever, Bride of Chucky and Final Destination 5 are both a good time. And they're both like 90 minutes. So they don't take up much of your time either. They're quick, easy watches. I know they are. So cool. Final Destination 5. And there's a new one coming out soon. I know the 6th one is in the works. So maybe that'll help you kind of round off the series and then it'll be ready for the 6th one. So that'll be fun. But yeah, I think keep an eye out on Final Destination 5 for the actor that looks exactly like Tom Cruise, like a young Tom Cruise.
Okay.
I swear to God. Funny enough, the guy actually kind of played like a spoof of Tom Cruise in Superhero movie, like one of those bad spoof movies. But he literally looks exactly like him. So, but yeah, shall I reveal what else was on your wheel, and we'll see if any of them would have been worthy for that top 4.
Yeah. Let's see.
So. All right, you would have had Minions, probably not top 5.
Not top 4.
The Peanuts movie.
Top 10, maybe, not top 4.
Okay. The Croods.
Bottom 5, maybe.
Okay. Ponyo.
Probably in that 11 to 15 range.
Mid-tier, okay.
Yeah.
Corpse Bride.
Top 5.
Top 5, so you would have been happy with that. I know you're a big fan of Corpse Bride, so you would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
Finding Dory.
11 to 15. I feel that mid-tier, yeah.
Rango.
Maybe bottom 5. I'm not, it's one of the more baffling choices, I think, for best animated that we've gotten.
And the third one would have been How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, Part 3.
If that was the fine, I would have been fine with that at number 1 as well. I think all
because any of the How to Train Your Dragon movies, I think they're all solid. So they're all solid. So those were your ones that you left on the wheel as potentials. So yeah.
Well, apparently I'm not good at counting because you've only got 3 movies left.
Well, yeah, no, that's fine. I know you had a few less. What'd you still have on there? And I'll let you know where they would have ended up.
So we had 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Ooh, that's a good one. But see, I don't know if I put it as like a overall personal favorite, but I advocate for that movie. I think it's really, really good. So that might have been like if I'd had a top 10 spot, I might have thrown it in like a 9 or an 8, something like that. Because that movie's really solid, really good.
Jason Takes Manhattan.
I would have been okay putting that bottom 5 because I can get some silly enjoyment out of it, out of what they were attempting, but it's not good. Not good.
And then I had to put a Scream movie on here. So I put Scream 3.
See, it's my second favorite Scream movie. I like Scream 3. And I know I'm in the minority on that one. I know most people put that one as their bottom one. But I love Scream 3. I think Scream 3 is a ton of fun. So I might have gone.
That's the one I put on here.
I might have gone like a 6 or 7 for a Scream 3, to be honest. I like Scream 3 a lot. So and now if you put Scream 4 would be like a bottom 5. That's my least favorite Scream movie for whatever reason. So yeah, it would have been interesting depending on which one you put on there. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Cool.
All right. Well, your list ended up as such. Your list ended up, you have from 20 to 1.
Okay.
Here's 3. You have Zombieland Double Tap, It Chapter 2, Blade 2, The Conjuring 2, Doctor Sleep, Terrifier 2, Saw 2, The Purge Anarchy, The Exorcist 3, and kicking off the top 10, you have Hellraiser 2, Psycho 2, The Bride of Chucky, which we will talk about in about a month, Halloween Kills, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, 28 Weeks Later, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, The Devil's Rejects, Evil Dead 2, and at number 1, Dawn of the Dead.
That might have turned out to be my best list so far, honestly, because I can say my top 10 are all movies I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So and especially my top 5, any of those movies I would say are definitely personal favorites. So I mean, 28 days later over 28 weeks later, but 28 weeks later is great, and like any day, it's really good. So I'm perfectly happy with my top 10 there. So yeah, cool. So yours from number 20, Cars 3, number 19, Sing, number 18, Ralph Breaks the Internet, number 17, Monsters University, number 16, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, number 15, Toy Story 4, number 14, Fantastic Mr. Fox, number 13, The Wind Rises, number 12, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, number 11, Big Hero 6, number 10, Megamind. That was your kind of benchmark. Number 9, Frozen 2. Number 8, the Shaun the Sheep movie. Number 7, The Mitchells versus the Machines. Number 6, Moana. Number 5, Your Name, which I almost had hoped you would put at number 4 because then we could have watched my Blu-ray, and I could have watched it for the first time because I already own it. So I was like, when you were saying that, I was like, oh, you might put it at number 4. Oh, shit. Damn. All right. Number 4, The Emperor's New Groove. Number 3, Soul. Number 2, The Incredibles 2, and number 1, The Simpsons movie.
Yeah, so, I'm happy with most of the list. Yeah, 1 and 4 are out of place.
Yeah,
for me personally, I would probably move those down and then just.
I think if you would have known what was coming, like hindsight, you would have probably popped Your Name a little higher, and you would probably pop Mitchell's versus the Machines a little higher.
Yeah, I'd probably move Simpsons down to like 11 or 12.
Yeah,
Emperor's New Groove down to like 15, then just bump everything up, and I'd be perfectly happy with the list.
Right. Yeah, and I think you're regretting not putting just Incredibles 2 at number 1 at this point.
I was hoping.
Yeah, for something. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think of all the movies that you chose, I think How to Train Your Dragon would have been.
Yeah,
an easy number 1 for me, but
And I was tempted to put Across the Spider-Verse on there, but it's a little too recent, so I didn't put it on there. I was tempted. I was tempted as high as you are on, but I also knew if it came up, you probably would have just darted it to number one automatically, and then just let the rest of the list.
I will. All right. Well.
Yeah. Well. Hey, fuck it. I'll take a chance on that. Number one. All right. Moving on.
What else comes up? I guess.
Yeah. And since it wouldn't have been any Disney Renaissance or anything like that with your caveat, so there wouldn't have been like a line or Aladdin or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Toys, yeah,
that's fair. Or Toy Story 1 or 2 or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I almost threw Toy Story 3 in there, but I figured I'll just do 4 just to make it a little more interesting. But I might have put it on one of the other lists. I can't remember. So
I think you did too. Yeah.
Now, so for our next one, whichever we do eventually, because we just do these occasionally when we need a break or when we have like a little in between. Should we switch it up to something else for you? Maybe like a music or musical movies type situation, or some other genre or some other thing you're a fan of, something like that?
Yeah, I'll let you take your pick. I was thinking, either musicals or 90s comedies.
90s comedies. So you think you've seen most of the major 90s comedies?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So do you want me to just go straight 90s comedies for the next one?
You can choose.
I know I might have to throw some extra ones in there in case I throw some kind of mediocre ones that you haven't seen in there, because there's a risk for that. I would say.
But maybe just we can make it a little broader than maybe 90s and 2000s.
Okay.
Comedies.
But pretty mainstream comedies, probably. Okay.
Yeah. So just to be safe.
Okay. And then you can either how about we do this for me? Let's switch it up. We'll go back to horror. How about for me, you go 80s and 90s action movies?
Okay, I could do that.
Because I've seen pretty much most of the major 80s and 90s action movies, which can include martial arts movies, JCVD, Seagal, whatever, Jackie Chan, obviously Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Michael Bay, Nick Cage, whatever, anything in between, you know what I mean? So maybe just for something different, maybe you roll some 80s and 90s action movies. I think that could be interesting. Just to switch it up a bit.
Mix it up a little bit,
some fresh options and some fresh stuff. And then, maybe we'll do something else later on. So, we could do that. I also thought in a future one, what would be interesting is if we sent each other in a random order, each other's like 128, and we jumbled them up and you spun the wheel, the whole 128. We had to blind rank our own 128, not knowing what's coming up next.
That could be fun.
That could be interesting, and not knowing if something you have way higher or way lower comes up next, and you have to blind rank that, not knowing which of your 128. So you would have an idea of which movies are on the wheel, but there's a lot to pick from, so you don't know.
Right, because you're only at 20 out of 128.
Yeah, because I have my 128 saved on my note app, but in a random order, so even you wouldn't know. Or even some, I might not even remember exactly how I had them ranked, not knowing what's coming. So, but it'd all be movies you like. It would just be more about like, oh man, in my actual ranking, I would have this one way higher than this one. Which
that'd be fun sometime.
Which could be fun. So we can keep that on the back burner as well, just for an option. But we'll do. Yeah, I'll do some 90s and 2000s comedies for you, and you do some 80s and 90s action for me. We'll do that. So that could be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah, those would make for some.
Maybe just to be safe, we'll put like 40 in each list just to be safe in case there's a couple we haven't seen here and there, just to be safe. Just expand it out just a tad.
Be safe,
just to be safe. But so in case you put some random ass Steven Seagal movie that I don't. I've seen them, but same with JCVD, I like some more than others. I'll just say that. Yeah. So or whatever. We'll figure it out. Hell yeah.
Well, that'll be our next blind ranking.
At some point later in the year, we'll do another one or two before the end of the year for sure. You know what I mean? Like we'll work them in every now and then just for something casual.
Yeah, because these are fun to do in between. Because our next episode, which will be 2 weeks from now, an hour later than normal, because I will be watching Money in the Bank, and there is no guarantee that it'll be done by 6 Eastern because it's in London and it's starting early.
And it's WWE, and sometimes they do 3.5 or 4 hour shows. So
so it's one of their bigger shows now. I think it's safe to say that they've gone from a big 4 to a big 5 with Money in the Bank. It feels like. So yeah, we'll be going an hour later, 7 Eastern, and we'll be just be doing our best of the year so far. I believe Jordan is going to be joining us on that one as well. Hopefully 7 works for him. If not, sorry.
And I think the way we're going to work it is it's not going to be so much a revealing like a top 10 or anything. I think we're just going to throw out stuff we want to talk about.
Right.
So far of the year. Hey, I want to talk about this movie. Hey, I'll talk about this movie. We'll talk about some of our favorites for sure. Maybe we just rattle off a go round table, a favorite movie of the year so far. We'll talk about it for a minute. Go around the horn. Maybe some of our surprises of the year so far, new releases, maybe movies that surprised us, better than we thought it would be, things like that. A couple of bad ones, if we have a few bad ones we want to shout out, and a quick reason why. And then, and what will make ours unique is we've also been tracking our discoveries of the year. So first watches for older movies, which I've been doing as well. I've got 25 or so movies. I'm going to try to squeeze in 4 or 5 more before the show, stuff, Blu-rays, like I said, over here, I want to watch and see what happens. But I've definitely got some really hot discoveries I've watched so far this year of older movies. So we'll talk
me
about
as well.
Yeah. So we'll do a roundtable of that as well. And shout out a couple of movies we really, really liked, older movies that is. So yeah.
So that'll be in 2 weeks. Cause it's nice the way it worked out. The 1st of July, the middle of the year landed right on a Saturday when we like to do our show. So
boom.
The universe loves us.
Yes.
We'll be back in a couple weeks with that. We've got tournament fights coming up next week. It's a week of 2011 movies. We'll be doing the ladder series. I might be on the Monday one. I have to get back to Jordan on that.
I think I'm going to take the Monday. I'm going to take the Monday one off, but I'll be back for the Wednesday and Friday ones. Yeah, just because I've got a lot of shows next week, so I'm going to take one of those off. But yeah, I've got I'll be on Rankum tomorrow night with Malcolm, where we'll be talking. Speaking of flaming hot, movies based on the making of products or companies or movies. So he kind of expanded it because movies just based on products, there's really not that many. So we expanded it to movies about making movies or movies about creating companies, essentially. So
I almost feel like you could do a top 12 movies about movies on its own, but including products,
like some of the good ones. So it's a mix of everything. So that should be fun. Rich will be on that show, and Chris Diaz and Malcolm, obviously. So we'll do that. I think I'm doing a horror free for all over with John Marr on I forget his channel, but nice. We're doing that tomorrow night. Right before that, I have to go the distance if I want to win. I'm like number 3 is what I drew. So I got to go the distance if I want to win that thing. So we'll see. But I'm in horror mindset, talking horror tonight. So that's good. And then I think I'll be doing Battleground Casual, not tonight, but next week, because they're talking Transformers tonight. But I'll do next week talking about the Flash. So
yes, that's one that I need to see in the next couple weeks as well.
Yeah,
I have a feeling you might bring it up.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know. I'm seeing it again tomorrow with my dad. Actually, my dad.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I will settle my thoughts. I think after my second viewing. So and really, really, really watch it. So we shall see. I like it. Don't know if I love it. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
And speaking of dads, happy Father's Day to all you dads out there tomorrow. I'm not personally a dad, so don't get a happy Father's Day, me.
I'm not a dad either, so
it was weird. For Mother's Day, my church, because every church now has a coffee stand in the church.
Right,
just the way it is, and it said all women get a free coffee drink, and I'm like, what does Mother's Day? So are you telling me that this and any woman? So I'm hoping tomorrow they do the same thing, like all men coffee drink on us. I'm like, oh well, I fall under the category of all men. So, where is my drink?
Give me my
no. While he's doing Rankum tomorrow, you can catch me over actually on Combat Wrestling Trivia, where I will be taking on not Richie like he has been claiming, but the other Lonely Mark. I'll be taking on JPO, but I was kind of like a replacement, so it was planned like yesterday, so but it'll be fun. Jordan and I always go back and forth in trivia, especially when it's wrestling. And speaking of trivia, I was also asked to sub in yesterday for Russell Howell over on JPO's tag team tournament. So I ended up teaming with Jeremy Potter. So that match is up. So you can go see how that went. We took on the team of Sandy Robinson, and Jake Tato.
Me and Aaron played Sandy Tato in Henry's tournament last year. So yeah, that's an interesting team.
Well, I can tell you how it went once we're off the air. I want people who are watching to go see it
for sure.
So yeah, that's what. And we also did a countdown of the top 10 voice performances. I'm not sure if he's uploaded that yet. I haven't checked, but it'll be uploaded sometime. And if he hasn't uploaded it yet, just ignore the plug at the end because the show has already happened. So yeah, no, that's what I've got too. So yeah. Check out all the other stuff we've got going on, but in 2 weeks, check us out as we talk about the best of the year so far. So that's Austin. I'm Jacob. This has been a podcast about movies. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching.